Yeah. Welcome back to Fertility Factor Fiction. It is the 8th of June and it's 8 o'clock and we're going to get our show started. And we've got an interesting program tonight. We're looking at whether your stimulation length impacts the outcome of your cycle. So I've got loads and loads of papers to go over with you all. And hopefully it'll be an enjoyable show. So we'll do our traditional thing and let everybody sign on. And once you're all on board, we will get started. I hope you've all had a good week. We've been quite busy here trying to get everything organized and recovering from the craziness that is COVID-19. So hopefully everyone is doing well. Your families are all well. And I hope you all had a nice weekend. Today was absolutely gorgeous in Windsor. So I hope everybody had a great day and had a chance to get out and enjoy the nice weather while socially distancing, of course. And hopefully today we will have zero glitches.
Your audio is working.
Everything should be good today, so we should be in good shape. And I think we can hear us because we double checked in the background. So hopefully you guys can hear everything we can hear. You know what's interesting on Facebook this time is I'm not seeing me. Oh, there we go. That's better. Yeah, that's working. Okay. And it's in reverse too. Okay, guys, so hope you've all been well. I think we've got a bunch of people signing on here. So I have a little laptop in front of me in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. Lets me kind of check who's signing on and making sure we've got enough people to get started. So interesting news today, just filler time here. A study came out in the COVID realm, which demonstrated that somewhere between 40 to 45% of patients are asymptomatic. So they never even know that they have it, which is significant because obviously people who don't have any clue that they have it aren't necessarily taking precautions. I went to the supermarket on the weekend and noted that probably about half the patrons were wandering around with no personal protective equipment at all. So no mask, no scarf, no goggles, no gloves. I've seen at least one other time where someone was rifling through the grapes trying to pick the most perfect bag of grapes, I guess, putting them all together, which seemed really crazy in the middle of a pandemic. And needless to say, not wearing gloves. And so if half the population that gets the virus is not symptomatic, and none of these people even have a clue that they may have it. So that's obviously important because if you don't know that you have it, you're not going to take adequate precautions, and that means the rest of us are at risk. So please, please, please take precautions, wear a mask. You can make your own or you can buy them. It is possible to get even N95 masks now, so make sure that those are available to you and you are using them as frequently as you can. So that's really important, and hopefully we'll get more information on COVID. Nothing new in the pregnancy realm as far as I'm concerned or that I've heard of. They are fairly familiar now with the fact that when it affects women that are pregnant, it doesn't have any significant impact. And we've got someone just on Facebook that's just popped up. I'll read this. I just wanted to say from previous Factor Fiction that after triggering on my own when I ovulated, tracked with at-home strips, without ultrasound to check ovaries due to COVID, I am pregnant. So that's awesome. I'm super pleased to hear that. Big thumbs up and round of applause for our friend Val, who managed to get pregnant on her own without needing to come in for anything. So that's incredible. Obviously, the stuff we share is intended to help people get pregnant. And so I think that's really fabulous. So good job, Val. Congratulations. Okay, so I have bucket loads of articles for you guys tonight because this is kind of an interesting topic. So usually when I'm trying to pick the topic every week, it comes from a case that I've experienced during that week or someone I've spoken to, and sometimes it's just literature review. So this is interesting because I had a couple reach out to me recently, and I got a chance to speak to them just on the weekend, actually on Saturday, who had previously done 2 IVF cycles at another center. And they went through the cycles, and they actually had quite a long cycle length. And so I know from my own experience and from the literature I've read that that's not optimal. And I thought, wow, well, that's odd that they went through such a long cycle. And then I spoke to another patient from yet another center who was receiving care, and she went through an extremely long cycle, produced a very high number of eggs. And then when she went through her cycle, they, for some reason that I couldn't quite fathom, let the cycle go too long again, had very large eggs and had a very long cycle length. And unfortunately, she went from 25 mature eggs down to 3 blastocysts, and she unfortunately experienced a couple of miscarriages. So the question was, is everybody not on board with the same idea we're on board with, and should we kind of bring this to your attention so that you all know? And I thought this would be a good topic to review. So I'm going to go over that with you guys now, and we can review it. So there are a number of studies on this subject, and many of them have not been published. And so we're actually going to try and get to the data on this and do our own study. So sometimes there isn't enough information out there. But I'll go over what there is available, and I want to review it all